Hargreaves, chance for Torquay. Chris Hargreaves, the captain. If he stays offside, Carlisle checks instead. He's looking for Benny. Sells.
Hello and welcome to this week's Gull'S Eye View. I'm joined by Clyde, Tom, and Chris. Oh, lads, no, what a result! I can't believe we've lost that game. I genuinely cannot believe we lost that game. Um, such a such an interesting week again, hasn't it? To be a Torquay fan after that one.
Mm.
It's weird as we'll go into it, but I actually had loads of hope. I've had loads of hope still going forward. I don't know why I'm so optimistic after 2 points from 3 games, but yeah, we'll go into it. Where should we start? Tom, we'll start with you actually this week. We'll start with you. Let's
Could have
just
been a
go
worse
through.
game, Tom, could it?
It just had to be. It just had to be them. It just
Yeah,
had to
just
be
had
them.
for your. Just take us through it then. We'll start. We'll go like block by block of the game. We'll start with obviously the starting lineup and what you meant from there.
Yeah, some interesting new faces. Matt Jay in the starting lineup. I must say, I thought he was gonna maybe come on from the bench, but he played the full 90, didn't he? I'm trying to think who else now. I'm trying to get that game out of my mind already. Um, yeah,
Sam was on the bench when he.
yeah. No Carson. That was probably the biggest takeaway from that as well. After Tuesday's last minute debacle at Slough. But yeah, we started. I thought we started quite well actually as well. I thought we were on the front foot first 20 minutes. Hampton, to steal a quote from Chris Kamara, they defended like beavers. Um, they were, they were playing from the back, which was falling into our hands. They couldn't quite keep the ball, and we just we're not clinical enough in front of goal at the moment, and I think it's fair to say that the best player on the pitch was in a Torquay shirt, but unfortunately, it was the Hampton goalkeeper on loan from Chelsea. He was absolutely brilliant. Like
He is.
we
He's
were,
got a
he
strong
was
future,
just
hasn't he? You could tell
yeah,
straight
yeah,
away. Like he was good stature for one, brave, commanding. I love a goalkeeper who's command of this area. Oh, that's not the
yeah,
last time he plays in a Torquay shirt, but I kind of feel like it will be. So,
yeah. But I mean,
yeah.
the first 20 minutes, I mean, we were well on top. Hampton, for all intents and purposes, a club that a lot of us thought were going to struggle this season, but I think it. I think there's been a few murmurings about their form, and that's kind of gone a bit under the radar. They've been on a really good run of form up to our game. Yes, they lost at Boreham Wood on the Tuesday night, but I mean they've gone on quite a run and they've slowly climbed the table, and no one's really been talking about them in terms of potentially breaking into the top seven. They won again last night, so
Mm. Can I
they,
just say there, Tom? Actually, I've been critical of the way we started games all season, especially at home. We've been far too relaxed and happy to let the opposition have the ball and dictate the tempo in the first 15, 20 minutes of games. But I thought that was the best first 20 minutes we've played. And
absolutely,
ironically, it actually cost us the game, that first 15, 20
yeah,
minutes, because
yeah,
we were so dominant. You have to score. You have to score when you're on topping games. And we were that good. The pass move. There was always. I know Sam, you said during the game, there was always an overload either side. It was Morgan one
I
way,
loved it.
Crass was getting forward. It was really good pass move football. I mean,
yeah.
I think that formation would have suited us all season with Musa in that number 10 position. But obviously we've signed Jay. He was in there pinging balls around in that first 20 minutes. But as I say, ironically, it cost us the game because we were that dominant. We didn't score.
I took a photo in the first half and I loved
Yeah.
how attacking we were. Literally, it looked like a 4-2-4 at times when we were like
Mm.
attacking. Though I
Mm.
know we weren't set up in one, but I absolutely loved it. Just the amount of options there were and how like just fullbacks, wing backs, we were calling, were getting forwards. The only criticism which needs to be worked on this week really is the amount of great times that Krask got, to the byline. I loved it and how Jay and Cook were playing to their back to the goal and Young and all that. But we weren't connecting with enough of these crosses, and that's not what anyone's soul's fault. It's a mix of, just need to get that link out going. So Crass knows exactly where to put the ball, and like maybe it's on Cody Cook or whatever, just needs to sort of get in the right positions a little bit more. Just needs to become a little bit easier to lose the marker. That's all we need to do. It's that like we're getting them in positions, but we put so many crosses into the box. And I don't really remember us connecting to barely any of them. That's the only thing we need to work on this week, really, going forward, because there's so much to sort of be happy about. But with all that talent on the pitch and to come away losing 1-0, that's a tough one to take. But I would like to back Tom's point up, actually. Hampton, Alan Julian, I remember him from his playing days. He was a very good goalkeeper who had two stinkers at Playmore. That's why I remember him. One of my first Torquay games, I think he's a goal for
Yeah.
Stevenage.
Cross that went in
4-2
straight
in
over
the
his head,
Buckle
didn't it?
years. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then against for
Yeah.
Gillingham in like 2011, he dropped a easy one for
Yeah.
us in the second season back in League Two, second. And 1-1 draw, I remember that. And I think he's done a brilliant job. And they set up really well. Like they didn't quite know they couldn't really deal with those first 10 minutes. But as you say, Chris, we didn't score, so teams will grow
Yeah.
in confidence. But
Yeah.
I think they're a decent little team. But again, we've got more than enough and we should have won it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was really proud. I didn't leave Playmore going, we've drawn games at times, even won games at times, and I've gone, I don't really see any longevity there if we're going to play like that all season. But I left there and went, how on earth do we lose that? I suppose it balances out during the season. Clive, I haven't brought you in much at this episode. First half or just general things, what are your kind of thoughts on it?
Yeah, I thought we possibly took our foot off the gas after the first 20 minutes, which is exactly what happened at Slough as well. We did run most of the second half. Fair play to Hampton. It was a fantastic goal. It was a lovely diag, wasn't it, from their left
Offside,
back.
but
I don't believe that it was offside, but the lad gets in behind. It's one touch to take it,
unbelievable finish,
to keep it away from the defenders, and a really nice sort of half volley past Hammond. Beautifully taken. It was one of their only positive moments of the day, really. But it is the same old story. This is going to sound really harsh, but like it almost felt like we were like all the gear, no idea, because we've got really good footballers buzzing around all over the place, but we're not lethal, are we? It was really disappointing, and obviously it came on the back of the two draws away from home as well. And to be honest, I'm really pleased that Chippenham got called off this week, because it does give us a bit of breathing space and a few more days to regroup, really. Because we've had our easy games, we're into a run of more difficult ones now, aren't we?
Yeah,
and I think as well, Clive,
now with Cook and Jay, isn't it? Go on, Chris.
No, I was going to say as well. There's that. That phrase "point away from home" is a good point, and you'd argue both of those St Albans and Slough games should have been 3 points, but they're better points if you don't get 3 points at home, aren't they? So the fact that we then didn't makes those points all the more frustrating. But I think as well, I agree with what you said about kind of how clinical we are in those 3 games. What have we had? 50 shots. I may not be being a bit dramatic, but around that, because you think how many shots we had on Saturday, how many we had at St Albans, and we've scored 2 goals from open play. So that has to change, because we've got to be more clinical. We've got to convert more of what we create.
And the problem is, I think, Cody's, he's finding it hard to find the net at the moment, and that's always a big negative.
We just don't create. We don't create enough.
We're not creating
enough. Or is it a little bit at times? It's maybe not quite reading where we're going. It could be a two-sided thing, but I like to leave a game knowing that one of the strikers, have had 2 or 3 good opportunities, and there's a lot of times that don't quite feel right. He battles so hard and does all that stuff. But now we've got Matt Jane supporting him. It's like, right, cool, we've got the back line. We also need to sort of bring this side of the game as well. I know he didn't get loads of minutes. I don't know if there was some sort of fitness sort of sports science kind of limits to the minutes him and Threlkeld could get. I mean, they both went off in the midweek game, so it would make sense. But yeah, I just want to see us getting now we've got Matt J with him, use Cuddy Cook a little bit differently. Like actually get him on the last man, get him on the end of every cross, like we used to use Sills. That's how I want to see it now. Go on, Clive.
No, I haven't got very much to add, really. I just are we like relying on scoring worldies at the moment? Because we've got, Jordan Young can beat people for fun. Morgan is a very skillful player, but are they trying to score worldies rather than putting high quality crosses into the box and people getting on the end of them? I don't know. I'm not.
I agree. It's something that I will be working on.
I'm not watching us. I'm not watching us thinking that we're missing thousands of good chances. I'm watching us thinking we've got all the play. We're like quite entertaining, but we're just not creating very much.
Yeah.
I
I think
agree.
there was an element. I thought they defended well in the second half, especially. They defended very well. They defended their box and were brave. If you look at, I mean, like there was one, wasn't there, when a cross came in, it got half cleared, and Young absolutely walloped it full left foot volley from the edge of the box. Other days, it goes through the defender, and the keeper's never going to save it, or it gets deflected in. And we're just in a bit of a phase at the minute where those kind of short percentages in the box are just not going our way. And you can say, well, it's not about luck, but actually Morgan was as lively as he's been, wasn't he, on Saturday? But I understand I agree with what you're saying there, Clive. Just in that we're not and it's not like last season where you went a goal behind and you were like, well, how are we going to score? Whereas, you think there's so many goals in that team, so much talent in Young and Morgan and Kirk and Sanmi looked lively. You got Musa, you got Hassani, you got Jenkins, all of this stuff. But we're not scoring enough goals. So you're like, and it can't just be, I'm not having one of those days.
Yeah.
Because St Albans was one of those
Yeah.
as well. You can't have two of those in a week. It doesn't work.
There's
Yeah, I
enough
was gonna
talent now. It's just this. I just think I'd spend the whole week basically working on, as well as the opposition, like tactics, just like attacking transition and final third. Just like, right, so every time Crass gets ball there, he knows that most of the time Jay's gonna be here, Cook's gonna be in that sort of area, Young's gonna be here. Does that make sense? I know they probably do that stuff anyway,
Yeah.
but that's why I just, so every time we know exactly, not rather, oh, I could put it there and hope someone's going to be there kind of thing. So there's these nice little things. Remember in like the Johnson season when we were like scoring a lot of goals, and they're all like cutbacks. They were literally all cutbacks. So Little coming in, Emily Evans coming in, right, something like that. You always just felt like it looks like, oh, it's easy, but there's an art to that. There's an art to that. I just think now we've got the talent of the players to do that. And this has happened quickly. This is not a team that Wharton's had all pre-season to be like, right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Matt J and Cook scoring. This is literally, he arrived on, when was it? Was it Thursday? Wednesday, Thursday? Would they have had one training session, maybe two together?
Thursday.
I mean, unless he's been training for. So he's literally gone, right,
Yeah.
Jay, go on. Matt J, get on there. See how we can link up. Like, this is so early days.
Yeah.
When there's that time, and there was that time to just kind of get them together on the pitch, go, right, we're doing this, we're doing that with Young. I see no reason why
I
this
was
can't fly
amazed.
now.
I was
This
amazed
team
Jay
is amazing
started.
for this stand. Yeah, I was
Wow.
as well.
Amazed
Yeah.
For
it
this,
lasted 90 minutes.
Yeah.
yeah, for this division now, strictly on paper, this team is bloody brilliant. This team is fantastic. On paper, this is one of the most. I've never felt excited.
You can't say that yet. You cannot
We can
say
though, with
that.
the talent we've got. Matt J, like if he's half the player that he was at Exeter, like it's ridiculous. I think it is. I'm so excited personally. I'm excited for a Torquay team at a long, long time like this.
I think the most frustrating
Right.
aspect about Saturday, though, was the fact that Bournemouth got spanked at home to Chippenham.
It's gonna happen.
Maidstone didn't win. That was an opportunity to break, to have a gap going into Tuesday. And, it's almost as if no one wants to win this division. And now that Worthing are top now, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're
They win
losing in a
yesterday.
week. If Torquay win enough games, they'll win the league. It's as simple as that. I don't
It's
really look at
so
other
tight.
teams.
I
It's
think
simple.
it's
Like,
just
Well worked out for me.
Worthing, it's inconsistent. It's inconsistent. Worthing in the team, and they lose 2-0 at someone in like a week, and they're like, oh, it's boring. Oh, it's Maidstone. Oh, it's us. Just we'll put a run of games together. Fly easy. Job done. It's easy as that.
hopefully.
I think as
you
well.
listen
This.
to I was going to say, sorry, guys. Listening to both Watton and Julian's interview at full time on Saturday, Watton said he thought we were magnificent. And you listen to Alan Julian on the other side, and he says, that the between Hampton and Torquay, I mean, we're different levels, really. But the reality is, we're in the same division. We're in the National League South, and a lot of teams, I don't want to sound big-headed here, but teams do come to play more, and they do up their game against us, and it's something
they do.
it's something we've definitely struggled away from home, and it's in certain aspects at home as well. I mean, let's not forget. I mean, it's our first home defeat in God knows how long. It's frustrating we've lost the home advantage, but I'm hoping that might actually focus the senses a little bit, because at the end of the day, we've had some performances at home. We've not been particularly brilliant, but we've managed to get the result. And we're all saying the home form's good. As long as the home form's good, then we should be up there. But with the away
Yeah.
form being what it is, and if we start getting a couple of another defeat at home, then all of a sudden it's one of those where it's like, okay, we need to up our game here and refocus the minds. If we are serious about winning this division. You know, again, personally, you have to remember where we've come from over the summer, and you know, I've always said playoffs, whatever happens, if we finish top 7, that's fine with me. That's foundations to build on. But the league's there to be taken. That's the frustrating thing. Another fantastic crowd. Great to see a packed away end. Well, you know what I mean, full of Torquay fans. But you know, the club is in such a great position, and you know, it's because of the high attendances and everything else that we're able to get, you know, invest in players like Matt J, for example. People thinking that we're trying to buy the league. No, we're not buying the league. You know, the new owners, the big crowds, you know, we're just this football club's in a good place. And I think a lot of people have just got to try, and we're in a tricky spot right now. We're having a little bit of poor form. You know, there's still 18 odd games to go. I mean, it's going to go down to the last game, isn't it, really? I mean,
it's brilliant to be involved in a 6-way promotion battle. Brilliant. Bring it on. I just have nothing but positive. Just bring it on. Like, I know it's been frustrating recently, but we almost didn't have a club, you know, about a year ago, and that was the reality. And now we're in a promotion battle. Yeah, it's been a bit frustrating, and most Torquay fans were, it's Football League club here, but we're not. We're a National League South club at the moment, so just make the most of what we've got, enjoy it, go forward, support the lads, back the lads, keep going, and keep trying to make play more as like bouncy and vibrant. I know a lot of people will get frustrated, but just keep on these players, like keep behind them. I'm not saying everyone does, but
it was a bit of a weird atmosphere on Saturday, like
I've
before and a
heard
bit thousand. But then again, you know, we're missing all these chances. You go a goal down, Hampton are defending for their lives. You know,
I'm not criticising anyone at all, but I'm just saying, just be a bit patient in football at times. You know, I think football fans always been that way, but we live in a world of instant gratification, instant everything. So our minds all instantly want everything to be instantly brilliant, myself included. But just keep going and get behind things. You know, things go wrong. Things go wrong in life. You just got to get back up and keep pushing behind. You know, when we do go 1-0 behind and we're not quite doing it. And at times I've been like, well, the players need to give us something to give us hopeful for. We had like how many shots, how many chances? So let's keep getting behind these lads. They really are good people on and off the pitch now, as we all know. So just keep going. Just sometimes just a little bit more. I know it's cold. I know everyone's, you know, paid their hard-earned money, you can do what they wanted. But like, just keep going forward, you know, let's make it keep being a positive, and if a player misses a pass, they're always going to do it. Any footballer at any level is going to. I'm just saying, just remind that we do have a big part to play in all this, is what I say to the yellow one. You're brilliant, but just remember when you're in there, try and just add a little bit at times if you can.
A lot of eyes are going to be on the National League South. A lot of people from, you know, not following the division are going to be like, oh my goodness, look at that title. I've seen it already on social media, people saying, look at the, you know, 5, 6, 7 teams all, you know, 3 points apart. I mean, it's just embrace it. I mean, just to be in a promotion contender is great enough.
Life's too short.
It's better than going into administration and surviving on the last day.
My worry with the away form has been the home form has been that good. You're going to get days like Saturday in any title race, in any level, in any league. So you get a day where it just doesn't happen for whatever reason. So, but if the home form does start tailing off, as you just said there, Tommy, will the away form hold us up? Can it hold us up? Can we go to Maidstone and get 3 points? Can we go to Worthing and get 3 points?
I don't think the away form's been
but it's
terrible,
not.
Though.
But is it good enough to win you the league?
No, not at the moment. I think the overall picture of things do need to get a little bit better if we want to win a league. If we want to become title, we just got to drift up, and I believe this squad can do. I do agree with you, Chris.
Keeping our foot on the neck of an opponent when we've got them down, not to put too fine a point on it. Starting a game's great, but you know you have to capitalise, don't you? And you know, luck plays a part, and nobody's going to give us anything. Let's keep going and keep being positive. And are we going to do somebody 7-0? I don't know. I just, it's frustrating. It is frustrating at the moment. I found it very frustrating of late, but we've got no option but to carry on.
Yeah.
But for me, the penny drop moment almost could be, Clive, and I know you're going on Saturday, aren't you? Again, as you are as well, Tommy. I just hope, my hope in my heart, to be dramatic about it, is that because I think the home form's great. I love watching us play. I think the way we played on Saturday was great. I just hope that there's a penny drop moment. We go to a Maidstone and we get 3 points, and that says, right, okay, we can beat anyone. Because just at the moment, away from home especially, I just don't feel that a little bit. Do I go into this Saturday's game and think, forget the past because this is a different regime. In fact, we've never won there, whatever. Are we going to go there and win? Because we need to go there and win 1-0 to whatever the score is, get 3 points and say, right, wherever we go, we're going to beat you. Because that's just not quite happened yet away from home.
No, and also when you look at the league table as well, it's so tight. I mean, one result could dictate whether we have, if we don't finish top, 1 point or even goal difference could be the difference between a home playoff or an away playoff game.
Yeah. But these next 3 games are huge, aren't they? Because these next 3 games can absolutely destroy our season. We could be sat here after the Worthing game with no chance of winning the title. We could be 7, 8, 9, 10 points adrift of it. Or we could have got 2 wins in a draw or whatever and be absolutely banging it. So these 3 games against sides around you, because it's not losing at home to Hampton that doesn't get you the title. It's the results around the teams around you. And that's huge in these next 3 games. Massive.
Can I, before we move on to my corner, can I just bring up Musa quickly? Because I was... well, in the Talk WhatsApp group, I seem to be in the minority about his performance on Saturday. Look, there's definitely a player there in Musa. There really is, and I really like the guy. And I like how he comes on and he drags you forward. And looking back on the highlights, yes, some of it, he put in some good, decent crosses in that no one got on the end of. I don't know. I just find that he gets the ball and he just takes that extra second or two, and it delays the game a little bit when we should be really pushing forward and going for it, and it allows the opposition to get back in their defensive positions. I'm happy to be proved wrong on that. I
think it comes down to a slightly different football culture with him, and I think sometimes it comes down to he's on maybe a higher level wavelength than some of our players are. I generally believe at times. We had it with Little at the start. I remember we talked about it then. I just feel like he's looking for runs at times and they're not being made.
Is there a wavelength for beating your man and putting it across in the box for someone to get the end of?
No, I agree with that, but sometimes he'll slow it down because that's maybe what he's sort of used to, and he'll look up for a better option, and then he does hold on to the ball a little bit too long at times, and you think, well, I'll do it myself then, but
I get the whole argument. I get the whole discussion because there's a lot of chat about it. Wasn't on the WhatsApp group after.
There needs to be more output. Look at the stats.
There does. I mean, and there's more than one. He's better than one goal in it. But I mean, you put him in that group. I put Morgan in that group. Young, not because he's produced, hasn't he? But I think just thinking back to St Albans as well. He got that set. He came on at half time and he was really good. He gets us up the pitch. He attacked the fullback. He skinned the fullback. But there were several times where he tried to put crosses in with the outside of his right foot, and they went straight to the keeper at the near post. And somehow he just has to get some more quality into his end product, whether that be crosses, balls across, right decisions, moving it quicker, whatever it might be. He is so fun to watch, isn't he?
I love Musa.
As much as I think you want him to be successful, he's clearly loving being at the club. He's a lovely bloke. Every time you see him, everything you hear of him, he's you just want him to be successful, don't you? Just with a few more goals and a few more goal assists and a bit more end product is exactly the phrase.
I thought he was excellent at Slough, apart from the very end part that's been discussed at huge length. He paid for that, didn't he, with his place in the starting lineup on Saturday. Obviously, Matt J comes in, new, shiny, has to start. Moose came off the bench, and I thought he was superb. I think possibly could have had a penalty as well, which went slightly under the radar. Somebody slid into him on the goal line.
Yeah.
I thought he was very good. I thought he did produce some good crosses.
That corner is his corner for Hassani, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah,
his corner delivery's good, isn't it?
I don't quite know what more he could have done on Saturday, really. And if we're chasing a game, he is actually the bloke I want with the ball at his feet.
Yeah,
so
yeah. It's like it's an Albans as well, though, isn't it?
I remain a big fan.
Yeah. I remain a big fan as well. I'm absolutely with you, Clive. Or the kind of the point I'm making, the kind of Swanee's making is there comes a point, a player of his ability, the amount of games he's played, he's got 1 goal.
Yeah,
it's
not all about goals and assists, but from his position,
it is when you play up front.
Yeah,
he needs to have 5 or 6 goals. But for his ability, because he is so I remember at Enfield, that was the one occasion where he was just unplayable. They couldn't get near him, inside, outside, crosses, whatever. He couldn't get near him, and you just think there's more games like that in him because he is so talented.
Yeah, we have a talented squad. There's no getting away from it. And I love how it's been crafted. But before we go forward into Kelly's corner, we've got to talk about fan behaviour. Obviously, there's been a statement by the club which kind of sums up what we need to say already. Before I start, have anyone got anything to add before going to
So the most recent incident, is that the referee on Saturday has reported us for some guy running up to him and giving him homophobic abuse. Now, there was a time when that sort of stuff would get laughed off and it was just all part of the game and you just get on with it. But that time is long gone now because society has changed and people's understanding has changed. And you just can't do it, lads. And the problem is that whether you agree with what I'm saying and what Tom's going to say in a minute or not, whether you agree that it's just not appropriate behaviour, it is behaviour that is possibly going to cost us promotion, all right? Because the FA are looking quite closely at Torquay United at the moment because there have been one or two other reports as well before Saturday. And, you know, please give your head a wobble. Don't give anybody the chance to take promotion away from us off the pitch. They're fighting hard on the pitch. Just think. Just keep your head and probably keep your mouth shut. You might not be watching this, whoever it was, but your dad or your granddad might be. And let's just, you know, as a fan base, let's just bear in mind what's at stake here, because the club are very worried that there might be repercussions from this, and you just can't be doing it. So, Tom, of course, is going to have plenty to say on the matter in a sec as well. But my thing is, whatever you think about what you should be allowed to get away with or not at football grounds, just the rules now are that you will get the kitchen sink thrown at you if you use racist or homophobic or discriminatory language. And that's the landscape now. So just behave yourselves.
Tom?
Yeah, very disappointing news to hear, especially from a club that, from my perspective, have, you know, all the people that I've interacted with at Torquay United who have become friends and, you know, football family to me. You know, I came out when I was 18 years old, many moons ago. And I've had nothing but love and respect from them. At the end of the day, it shouldn't matter who you love, quite honestly, whether it's a man, woman. You know, we're all football fans. We're all Torquay United football fans. I don't go to football games and think, oh, you know, I'm the gay Torquay fan. I go as a member of the Yellow Army. I see all of you guys as members of the Yellow Army. Everyone that goes to Torquay games is the Yellow Army. We're all there to support the football club that we love. There's a reason that I had a flag made, which, you know, some may take offence to. Well, I'm sorry if a couple of colours in a certain order offends you. And we've got some great contributors here at Talkie Talk, some that I know are gay as well. And quite frankly, if you can't accept us for that, then please unfollow us and just don't follow us again, to be honest, because we, you know, we're all fantastic people. We all want what's best for the football club. The reason I made a flag in the first place was to say to people, you are welcome here at Torquay United. Everyone should be welcome, whatever football club they go to. And it's not acceptable anymore. And it's just a shame because unfortunately, in the past, I have had an incident where there was, you know, homophobic abuse thrown at me. And that was only a couple of years ago. And there was some great, I had some great feedback from the Football versus Homophobia group who supported me and got the news out there. It's not acceptable. Grow up, people. You know, we can all be frustrated at a performance, a referee's performances. I mean, look at some of the results we've had earlier in the season at Playmore. Yes, we say stuff in the heat of the moment, but come on, like, it's 2025. Get with it, people. Honestly, I'll be there on Saturday. The flag will be there on Saturday. Please, you know, do come say hello if you know. You are welcome. And you'll always be welcome at Torquay United Football Club. And if we end up in a situation where we're either financially penalised or, God forbid, lose points because of it, because of a few idiots in the fan base that can't keep their mouth shut, then, you know, it's disappointing. And kudos for the club for the statement. It's a shame that the statement had to be made in the first place. you know, we're Torquay fans, people. We're football fans. Football's the universal language. Let's just get behind the team. You know, it's frustrating at times. That's football. But please think about what you're saying, because there are serious ramifications to it. And I would hate it if we were to miss out on promotion, or, you know, lose points, or, you know, just because of what a couple of idiots have said. It's a cracking fan base. I love the people around me. Thank you to all of those who have accepted me for who I was when I came out, and have, you know, just been friends for life. You know, mean the world to me. So come on, guys. Let's football's a lovely sport. Let's get behind the team and up the goals.
I can't really add anything more to that. So you two, thank you.
Can I just
Yeah.
say one more thing
Go on,
quickly? There is an email address now. You can report it. Look, I've been watching football a long time. There's been times when I've done and said things I've not been proud of in football grounds, right? Okay. But if you hear stuff like that going on, you can report it to the club now. The email address is callitout@torquayunited.com. That's callitout@torquayunited.com. We need to sort this out, because we'd be daft not to, frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think as well, the only other thing I would add as well, just on that, it's very moving listening to what Tommy's saying there, just in terms of how everyone has the right and should have the right to go to a football match, regardless of who
Feel
they are
safe.
and what their choices are, and feel that they're not going to be subjected to this. My concern with that sort of thing is the fact that someone would think to say that as well, that actually that should go to. And
Nice.
I always remember there was an incident in a test match a few years ago with Joe Root and a fast bowler, and somebody and he said that the fast bowler said it in a flash moment, as it called him someone gay as a criticism. And Root kind of stood up, looked at him, and he said something like along the lines of, "Don't use that as a slur. There's nothing wrong with being gay." And that just kind of shocked the whole sporting world, that straight away, A, someone would say it on a cricket field, but B, the response from Joe Root just got so much respect, because actually he's called it out there, and then the stump microphones picked it up. The whole world could hear it. And I think the fact that somebody would use that, I agree with what Clive said. I find referees very frustrating. I find the way they referee games very frustrating at times, but in a footballing way. And that's what it should always be about, nothing other than that, which is totally irrelevant to what goes on a football pitch. It's not relevant as to who people are off the pitch is not relevant. So the fact that someone would think to say that is pretty desperate.
Tom, Clive, Chris, thank you. Right, finally this episode, Kelly's Corner. Kelly, take us away, pal.
Back again. Yes, thank you everyone for contributing
It was
this
better
week
last
at
week.
short notice. Yes, Dom forgot to post the question until quite late, but we've got a load of responses, so thank you everyone once again.
Peak posting time, we've learned.
Absolutely, peak time. Deal or no deals off finished. Yeah, get into goals right.
Love deal or no deal.
Our question this week.
It's a game of skill.
Absolutely. The question this week from my corner is, how many points do you think the Goals will pick up in the next three big games? Of course, it's Maidstone away on Saturday, Eastbourne the following weekend, and then a trip to Worthing on the following Tuesday night. And as mentioned, loads of responses. So Johnny Jones says, as we tagged him into the post, he'll bore us with this one. Take it one game at a time.
Johnny, come on, play along. Boo, come on.
Matty Hayward says 3-3-1. Unbeaten run starts here.
Yeah, come on.
Dan from Torquay says, I'm going with 5 points. A point on the road in each game and a win at home. 2-2 against Maidstone, 1-0 against Eastbourne, and a 1-1 draw away at Worthing. These big games will help the squad get ready for the title charge. Matt Late says, I'm going for 7 points. 7! Time to start putting a real marker down now. And what better time to do it than in these 3 games? Come on, you yellows. Clive. Only 3, Clive.
What? I'll kick him out.
A loss to Maidstone, win against Eastbourne, and a defeat to Worthing.
So you're confident about our away form, Clive? Then you've just backed everything I've just said up there. Goodness me!
Well, prove me wrong, guys.
and you're
You're gonna
going
put it up
to
in the
those
dressing
games away
room.
from home, yeah.
Put it in the dressing
Clive
room.
Hayward says,
Yeah.
Put it in the dressing room,
Yeah.
Paul. Come on.
yeah.
Get on your dressing room
Clive said
wall.
you're crap away from home.
This brat who goes on multiple podcasts said this about us. Yeah.
He can't even commit to one podcast. This bloke.
Charles.
Alan Wills starts off with, well, we have never won at Worthing nor Maidstone before.
Oh,
But with the
terrific.
quality we have up front now, I think we'll break at least one of these ducks. 7 points out of 9, he reckons.
Yeah, that's the spirit. That's more
We've
like it,
got-
Clive. Have some of that, look.
Ollie says 4 points. I really don't think we'll come out of this with much. Boo. Lose to Worthing. Boo. Win at home to Eastbourne. And a draw at Maidstone. A tough couple of games. And honestly, I'd take 4 points. Come on, you yellows. Matt Winstanley says, I reckon we could get 7. Draw at Maidstone and win against Eastbourne and Worthing. All games will be tough, but no reason why we can't get something from each game. Paul Dennis says, in response to Dom, you know me, Dom, that's 3-0 4 defeats.
Blimey.
Wow. Off the Line blog says 4 points. Omar Musa hype fan says, if we can walk away with 5 points, I'll be very happy. We've got
to look at our second account.
We've got Gustav Goal, founder of Bosnia Goals. We are massive.
Legends.
Wow.
We are massive.
Had some time to think about this during my flight this morning. 6 points. I lost in Maidstone, followed by 2 Goalfest wins. Come on, you yellows. Andy Charles says 3 points, 2 big defeats on surfaces we still clearly don't like playing on.
Your mate again, Clive, and you see you put him up to that, didn't you?
Another one in Haywood's corner is Max Cochran, who says 3 points.
Oh my God.
And there's a few more on Facebook. Chris Braun says, I would take 7. Need to start an unbeaten run again. The game being off on Tuesday might just benefit us.
Well said.
I hope so as well, yeah. Jamie Cole, 4 points for me. Maidstone, draw. Eastbourne, win. Worthing, lose. Nick Popkins says 4 points would be fantastic. However, I believe it will only be 3. I can't see us getting anything at Maidstone or Worthing. Craig Hughes says, I really think we'll only get 3 to 4 points out of the next 3 games. A draw to Maidstone, a win at home to Eastbourne, and Worthing away is extremely tough. So wouldn't expect much from that one. Just look what happened in the FA Trophy game, albeit we did rest players, etc. We also played without a striker. Anything more than will be a bonus for me. But on our day, we should beat anyone. So we could end up with 7 or 9 points in the next 3 games, which would be very nice. Paul Watton's Yellow Army. And finally, Steve George. Love this, Steve. He says 9 points, but he'll take 5. Tough games ahead.
Can I also add one, Tommy, as well? Theo, who I recognise sits on the same row as me, so he would have some stories to tell you, I should think. He says, this is not in response, but I've just noticed this on Twitter. He predicts Maidstone 1, Torquay 2, Torquay 2, Eastbourne 0, and Worthing 2, Torquay 2. So he's a 7 points brigade as well.
And there's one more from Mark Hurst. He said, only 4 points expected, unfortunately. Worthing are winning the league, so nothing there. An optimistic point at Maidstone, but we'll beat Eastbourne. So everyone seems very confident we'll beat Eastbourne.
Yeah.
And
I
hopefully
might
pick
get
something
6
up
points to
on the
away
road.
that wins. After everything we said today, we're going to win away.
Well,
twice
I did-
and lose home to Eastbourne.
Well, I did an article for Dov a couple of weeks ago with predictions for the last 3 games, and I was like, yeah, we're going to win all of them. And look what's happened. 2 from 9, 2 points out of 9. So,
It happens.
oh dear. Clive, what do you think of the Hampton following? I forgot to ask you that earlier.
Yeah, it was slightly underwhelming, wasn't it? Their guy. We do a little interview midweek with a sort of representative of the opposition's sort of fan base. He said that he'd be disappointed if they brought less than 40, and they brought 21. But
Yeah.
to be
Yeah,
fair,
his comment about 40 upset you in the first instance, Clyde, didn't it, as well?
I wasn't overjoyed at that thought. But I think to be fair, Hampton and Richmond need to be cut a little bit of slack, because the team that's beaten all records this week is Fylde. It's quite a long way from Fylde to Southend. Certainly on a Tuesday night. It's a it's a long way.
It is.
They took 9 people with them, apparently. And apparently Southend gave them all a pie, so fair play.
And a pint as well, a pint.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Nice.
And it cost them £50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was nice. It was nice to
Should have
speak to
thrown
10%.
in a ride on that train down the pier as well.
Oh, it's good down there, isn't it, Clive? 2004.
Well, it was nice. It was nice to speak to 10% of the Hampton fan base in Boots and This is Chris and Tommy. Great kudos to you guys for doing that long trip, and congratulations. Well done. You deserve it. Get the hell out. And,
are you talking to him again?
I've had to. All my other chats, the Hampton chats, they're all blocked until next season. But no, listen, fair play. You know, small in numbers, and they'll admit they don't travel very well anyway. But they won the game. They got the points. Congratulations, and look forward to seeing. Reuniting with all the old Hampton lot when I go down to Hanworth Villa at some point. Shout out to all you guys out there as well. Congratulations. On to the next one.
I thought you finished that with whatever then. Congratulations.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatevs.
Yeah, whatever. Should we do predictions then?
So, predictions. It's only a game of football.
No. Oh, no. 1-1.
All right.
Take a point.
Tom.
God, 7 trips, 7 defeats, 1-1.
Copycat.
I'll give you a quick stat first, right? John Hunt on Twitter reckons that our record against Maidstone is played 12, won 1, drawn 1, lost 10. They did win at Portman Road last season as well. It's on a plastic pitch. We're on a run despite our sparkling attacking players of 2 points from 9. And so my prediction on Saturday is Maidstone 2, Torquay 0.
Oh, Christ.
Maidstone 0, Torquay 2. This is from
Put the stats out if you want. The prediction's 2-0.
Stats are there to be broken. Stats are there to be broken. They're going to be working their attacking movement all week, especially after watching this thing. But Clive's thing on the dressing room.
They'll have been on the 4G all week because they're everywhere and the whole world's flooded.
Yes, so, exactly. Yes. And it would be some lovely football. Finley Crass, one beautiful floated cross. Cody Cook, bang. The second Wembley, Tim Seals. And the second one will be Young will beat it past 5. Find Crass. You bring it. Matt J, top corner, 2-0. The winless run at Maidstone again is over.
Yeah.
Have you seen those
memories? No more memories of Liam Davis's injury. No more memories of all the pain there and the various defeats.
Matt J running in front of the away and not that to Clive. Lovely.
George Jacobi, you're getting sacked in the morning. Can't wait.
Have you seen they've shoved us in the corner now as well? We used to be behind the goal next to the home fans. Now they've shoved us in the corner.
Vibes, 2011, Union O'Kane.
Yeah. What a
there
goal.
We are. Brilliant. There we are. Was it 2011? Can't remember. So there we are. Maybe 2012. It's going to be fine. I said that last week. It's going to be fine. We won't play a Chelsea goalkeeper in a Torquay kit this week. It'll be fine. And then we're not playing Lucas Covelin either. So,
and we look forward to hearing about Clive's adventures next week, don't we?
Yes.
Clive's day out to watch Torquay's win.
Yes. I can't wait. You'll be able to hear it all on Saturday afternoon because I'm actually in the com box as well.
Are you?
Nice.
Oh, hello.
Thank you for watching this week. We'll see you then.
Here's Hargreaves, chance for Torquay. Chris Hargreaves, the captain. If he stays onside, Carlisle checks instead. He's looking for Benyon. Sells.